Welcome to the War Eagle Radio Network for Talons Out Live, presented by Rogers Hydrant Services. Coming to you live from West Carroll High School's War Eagle Team Night. Talons Out Live takes you in-depth and behind the scenes with West Carroll War Eagles head coach Clayton Morris, with stats, comments, and a breakdown of the previous game, plus a look ahead in the schedule. We'll sit down weekly with special guests and even a senior spotlight player. Now let's get this show started from the high school cafeteria stage. This is Talons Out Live. Welcome, one and all, to the War Eagle Radio Network, Talons Out Live, presented by Rogers Hydrant Service here at Team Night at West Carroll High School. I'm Jonathan Gown alongside Adam Welch, ready to talk a little bit of football, have some fun trivia, a little trivia contest going on. So we got a little bit of everything happening here tonight on Talons Out. It is presented by Rogers Hydrant Service. They have hydrant flow testing, flushing repairs, valve operation, hydrant painting, GPS mapping, backflow device testing and repair, water main repairs. Call Tim Rogers and Joey Cherry at 662-3700 to visit them online at rogershydrantservice.com. They know H2O. Adam, how are you tonight, sir?
Good. How are you?
Doing fine. We had a lovely ribeye steak sandwich. Jared and Jenny, like Jared said, he grilled them up and got everything fancied up.
We appreciate it.
Good stuff.
Very much.
And so I think Jackson has got a birthday coming up this week. Is it when is it? Do you know when it is, Coach? Friday. He's turning 18, is that right? 18? Yeah, he's turning 18 on Friday. So this was – pull your mic down. Do it.
He's already called out a due date with Coach Dolan when he turns.
Oh,
when
a
he
due
turns
date.
18. Yeah,
That's
he's
funny.
already got it on the calendar.
Hey, that's okay. That's all right. So this was kind of a little celebration for Jackson. And so, yeah, Dad fixed up all the steaks and stuff. It was good stuff. That was some good eating. And they got ice cream, homemade ice cream, a little bit of everything here going on. So, and we're going to start out first and knock it out. We have Miss Ashley Smith here on the broadcast with us. How are you tonight, ma'am?
I'm good.
Okay, scoot forward just a little bit so we can see you on the camera right there. And then we've got you another camera set up there. So, Coach Morris, how are you tonight?
Oh, yeah, I am here.
You am here.
Yeah,
You're
I'm good. I'm good. How are
you're
y'all?
always the star of the show.
No, Ashley is tonight.
And
then Miss Keisha's going to be here in a little bit.
Yeah.
And we might get Dolan and Dixon on here.
Yeah,
and
we're gonna see if we can have
I
a little.
I might just slide out here.
Get everybody
you
on here.
got to play in this trivia
slide
stuff.
out.
We're gonna attempt to have a little trivia contest here in just a few minutes, but we wanted to rock out real quick with Ashley. And Coach, she was wondering kind of like what we're gonna talk about. So I may let you be the interviewer person, and but she wanted to come on here and talk about a little bit about the youth football and kind of some of that. You were the president of the youth football leagues and stuff. So like how many different age groups and how many different levels and stuff do we have within that youth football?
So we have pre-K through second grade is playing flag, and then we have third grade tackle, fourth grade tackle, and fifth grade tackle. And we joined the Northwest Youth Football League, last year. And so we played the other area teams that are also in that league. Right. And we have the chance to go to the playoffs in October. So
cool.
Very exciting.
Little added bonus and such right there. So, and Coach, I know that you've been heavily involved with some of the youth activities and this and that, and kind of getting
less
some things.
Less every day.
Well, that's because you got Ashley there to.
Well,
to
a little backstory on it.
Okay.
When I got here, the youth football was there and it was running, and then it kind of went through a transition period there where it kind of fell in on me. Not because people just said they weren't going to do it. It was just a situation that had arose and some different things. Scheduling got more and more difficult every year. Numbers were decreasing every year, and it was kind of, I guess it was my second year here, maybe thinking back. It was suggested that we just not have a youth league that year, and we put all our eggs into picking it up in the following year, and it concerned me because I was worried that if we did not have a youth league, that we would lose kids and we would never get them back.
Yeah.
They would go to Huntington, they would go to McKenzie, they would go to Milan, they would go to South Gibson, they would go find somewhere to play football, and we may never get them back in our programs. And so I had taken it over and ended up being the reason we joined the Northwest Association was because of scheduling. So
Right.
a lot of the teams we play in junior high and high school are part of that, and mainly because of two things: three really: officials, insurance, and then the playoff, the
Right.
postseason.
Right.
And scheduling is a perk because you have to play so many league games to be eligible for the playoffs, and so I had joined it, but I learned very quickly in trying to run that league as well as the high school program. It was a lot.
Right.
It
Lot to
was,
do.
and I was not doing it justice, and it was also eating into the high school program, and so I remember we had called a meeting. We had called a youth league parent meeting, and basically just sat down and said, I would like to form a committee. I'd like to form a governing body. We didn't
Right.
have one at the time, and I'd like to have different nominations and different positions, and kind of like our booster club. You have president, vice president, you have different chair people, and they govern themselves. They have bylaws and they schedule, and so Ashley was a lucky one that got picked to be president there, and her husband Zach have really kind of ran with it. And then you got Miss Sabrina Sherry, she does a lot, and then you've got Miss Amanda does a lot. And I mean, we're going down the list. After this, Miss Mary does a lot. They have a lot of board members now, but as the days go on, they're able to do more and more independently, and they're not as reliant on me. And I like that. They know I'm here for them. I want to be involved in the youth, and I'm not as involved as I want to be, but it's getting better. We're trying to find that balance, but I really feel like the youth league is going in the right direction. I think it is. I think the numbers are again, they're not where we want them to be, but there is a little bit more excitement. I saw the first time I've seen the flag team jerseys in person tonight. I think one of Ashley's kids is wearing it, and that's awesome. I know they got some new helmets this year with their own decal. They have their own logo now. So all those things are exciting. Now it's part of our program. Now you've got the youth league. It's got their brand, and then middle school with Coach Spain is our deal, and so it's a scaffold. There's an education term for you. We're scaffolding this football program. So I'm appreciative to Ashley and her husband Zach, and then all the board members that work with our youth league and all the effort they put in. It's a lot of work, as Ashley will tell you. It is a lot, and they are doing a great job.
And I'm sure Ashley, you probably could use a few more people to help out. So I mean,
we will always take volunteers, always. But we have 9 board members, and we did president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and then we just kind of filled in as needed with people who last year we had people that were kind of reluctant, like they didn't really want to be involved. And then this year, as they've seen kind of what we're doing and the things we're implementing and the equipment that we're purchasing for the kids and just overall trying to make the league better, we've had way more people say, hey, let me know if I can help. Can I be an officer on the board? Things like that. And I mean, even like one of our board members runs a small business, and we're fixing to do a fundraiser with her to try to raise some more funds. So we did purchase new helmets and got our own decal put on those. The helmets that we were using, they were purchased in 2013.
Oh yeah.
So they were not new.
Get a little outdated.
Yeah, and we purchase new jerseys every year, but we did purchase the flag new jerseys, and they kind of match the high school jerseys, and I thought that was cool. And then we also have purchased new pads because I think we purchased 40 new pads.
Yeah, we
40 new
pretty
sets
much
of
overhauled
pads.
it.
Yeah, because they were old and they were worn out, and I want my kids to be safe, and my kids play, and that's a big part of it for me.
Yeah,
so
you gotta have that safety aspect.
Yeah, so we bought new equipment. We're working on getting some storage containers so we can get all of our stuff out of Coach Morris's way, and not be in putting all of our stuff in his locker room or in his storage room and taking up his space. But we're just trying to do the best that we possibly can with what we got.
Well, I tell you this, I don't really know what size and what kind of storage containers you need, but I probably got about 3 or 4 that I could give you. So we'll remind me of that.
Okay.
So I got some taking up space in
the thing
in the
that I don't give them credit enough, but you hear it now, is there's a vision. There's not just the now. They addressed the immediate needs when they took over, and I told them, like, hey, we need to really look at helmets. We need to really look at pads. We need to look at those things. Those are immediate needs. But not only were they able to do that quick, they're looking at the future. They're making decisions based on 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. And that is when the decision making process is set up for long term. And that's what I'm excited about. It's not just a year in, year out decision making process. And there is a lot of that, but they're also, the storage containers. Then they've also had, plans that they want to purchase, their own practice equipment so they don't have to rely on, high school, junior high and use our stuff. And it's not an issue. It's not a problem, but sometimes we're practicing when they want to practice and they don't have access to what we have. And if I'm not there and it's locked up, they don't have it. So, they have big time goals that they want to do for the youth program, which to me is massive in a small community. I mean, they're the future, that especially that 3rd and 4th grade year, those years are so important for kids and the development of this sport. If those years aren't enjoyable, it'll ruin it in this sport for them. So Ashley and the board understands that, and they're really working hard to make it as fun and as memorable as possible for these kids, for the future of the program.
Yeah, and my biggest thing was my last year when no one was going to take it over, and Coach Morse reached out to me when I worked at the school and said, "Hey, there might not be a youth league," and last year I had a 3rd grader gonna play tackle, and I have a kid in flag, and I talked to my husband about it, and he has played football for West Carroll since ever, I reckon. He graduated in 2010 and he played Pee Wee football, I think is what it was then. And he was like, "You can't let that happen. Like, we have to do something." So, and he's, we're very appreciative of Coach Morris and all of his coaching staff because they help us tremendously when we have questions or if we need plays or anything like that. And Coach Bain for the junior high has also helped us. And we have high school players that volunteer, that run the clock, do chains, even junior high players. And it's great that they're that involved with us too. And he said that my husband said that he thinks that this is like the most interaction he has seen between high school and youth all tied in together since he's been involved.
Right. So. Well, and I mean, it's always a good thing that, you can get these youth involved and get them learning early, I guess. So we appreciate you joining us. Got anything else you want to add, Coach? Coach Morris, you want to add anything to it as well? So
I just, again, the youth league I told Ashley and I told the board, it's so important for the lifeline and the longevity of a program. I think everybody gets focused on just the high school side of it, and not just football, all high school sports, and there's merit to that. But if you're not putting in just the amount of energy, that same amount of energy, or even more into your youth league, you will not have a high school program. And we were on the brink of not having a youth league for our high school program, and that very much could have been the beginning of the end. In a small school, and so.
Because that hurts from the bottom up.
It does. My message to the community is find a way to support the youth league. Have the kids give it a shot. Try it. I mean,
it's open to anybody. Like, your kid does not have to go to West Carroll to play for the West Carroll Youth League. Anybody can sign up and play. We've had people reach out to us that their school just doesn't have football, or they still are playing flag football at that age. And to me, I would rather my 3rd grader play tackle, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, than you throw him in with 6th graders and 7th and 8th graders in 6th grade, and him be like, "Oh, what am I supposed to do?"
Right.
So I think it's a good learning thing for them coming from a school that didn't have football.
Right.
So I've learned a lot.
Right. And we're still kind of coming out of this post-COVID time where everything was shut down, and so we're trying to get kids back interested in trying things. You think about before the pandemic, especially when they were young kids, they all tried everything. You tried YMCA soccer, you tried youth league or the league ball, and you name it, you tried it. And we're still trying to get, especially in the flag ages, we would like to have more kids than we have, and give it a shot, just have your kids give it. My thing is they get to run around and waste energy.
If they don't like it, no harm, no foul.
That's exactly right. So, get your parents, encourage your kids to try it, to give it a shot. And it's a lot of efforts going in to make it safer and have it done right. And the coaches seem to be doing a good job that they have this year, and not a whole lot of issues there. And that's important too. So it's moving in the right direction. I'm proud of what they're doing. I'm proud of that program, and I'm excited to see where it'll be this time next year.
Yeah. Well, Ashley, once again, we appreciate you joining us, and good luck with everything with the Youth League. And maybe it'll continue to grow day in and day out.
Yep.
So.
Well, thank you for having me.
And we do want to ask that you stick around. We're going to take a 1-minute break, and then you can hop down here, and we'll get Coach Taylor, we'll get Coach Dixon, we'll see Coach
Yeah, you
Dolan,
heard me say
whoever
I
else.
come from a school that had no football.
Right.
Remember that?
So we're going to step away, take a 1-minute message, and then we're going to see if we can have a little quick trivia thing. And I was hoping we was going to have some more players stick around and cheer y'all on and stuff. But they got a volleyball game over there tonight, and they got a lot of things going on here at West Carroll. But we're going to step away. We'll take a quick 1-minute message. We'll come back and have a little fun after this on the War Eagle Radio Network.
Hensley's Inflatable Rentals has you covered with an inflatable bounce house or a 15-foot tall inflatable slide. And better yet, they both can be used wet or dry, whatever your party calls for. Call Big Dave at 731-487-5995 for rental prices and booking. Or visit Hensley's Inflatable Rentals on Facebook to see the offerings and to add the extra fun of inflatables to your next event.
Rogers Hydrant Service Incorporated is a family-owned and operated company located in the heart of West Tennessee. Their business stands on hard work and hands-on customer service. Whether you need hydrant flow testing, flushing and repairs, valve operation, hydrant painting, GPS mapping, backflow device testing and repair, or water main repairs, they're the complete hydrant company to serve all of your hydrant needs. Call Tim Rogers or Joey Cherry at 731-662-3700. Rogers Hydrant Service Incorporated, they know H2O.
Let me see you just
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, yeah.
Welcome back live on the War Eagle Radio Network. Talons Out Live, presented by Rogers Hydrant Service. We didn't have a ball game last Friday, so we're going to. This is normally where we would put the newlywed game, but we have we're subtracted a few of the better half. So we're gonna get the coaches and Keisha and Ashley and Coach Dolan down there. We're gonna put you down there. He was ready to be on the spotlight, wasn't he? He was ready to go. So we're gonna put them down here, and we're gonna ask you a few questions. So where is I guess Dixon had to go. Is Taylor? Come on, we need one more. We need one more player. He's still eating back there.
I
So
think
Taylor's eating.
he's smart. He's thinking smart.
I bet you.
Let's see if Nigel wants to partake.
Sure. Whatever. Like, okay. So here's the prizes. Okay, there is prizes. So Taylor, you may want to jump in real quick. So we have a $20 gift certificate to Atwood Nutrition, 4 passes to Zombie Trail Paintball, $100 off of a Hensley's inflatable rental. Okay, a free oil change from Carroll County Motors, and a $25 gift certificate to Hometown Grocery. So there's some stuff on the line. There's some stuff on the line right here. I need to turn on that mic down there. So y'all are on. Okay. Can we hear you? Where you at? Say something, Keisha. I don't know. I can't hear it. Why is it not on there? Okay. You may have to like pull it. See if it's turned on there.
It's not.
Is it not?
No, it's hello.
It's live now. She's like, I hear myself now. All right. So the name of this contest is Not My Sport. Not my sport. So you're not going to get questions that's involved in your sport. That's the whole trick of it.
Dolan, you can't Google answers.
Are we supposed to hit the table? Like, what are we?
No.
Okay.
We're going to
Raise
ask.
our hand.
No, we're going to ask
Oh, it's like
each
round
person.
table, okay.
Yeah, we're going to ask
Round
each person
table.
a question. So I'm going to. Taylor, you going to come participate?
False.
He's like, no. Taylor says no.
The answer's false.
And so we got to mark out Dixon. We got Morris, Dolan, and then Miss Keisha and Miss Ashley. So I asked Ashley to come join in, so you wasn't the only lady.
I said all I know about Shirley. So I don't even know about that.
All right, so me and Adam's going to ask some questions. All right, so Coach Morris, we're going to let you go first, okay?
Oh, fiddlesticks.
Fiddlesticks. So we're going to ask you a baseball question first. You know a lot about baseball? He's like, where's Dixon? We need him.
Depends.
All right, who currently in 2023 has the best record in baseball?
Atlanta Braves.
Dang, look at that. He actually does know this stuff. So Coach Morris gets question 1. He gets
Boosh! Hey, not coming in last this year.
All right, so let's go with Coach Dolan next. Share the microphone down there. It's like, bring that down there. All right, so let's go with Coach Dolan next. What category are you going to pick out him for Coach Dolan?
Basketball.
I look like a hooper.
Okay.
Who invented basketball?
Dr. Naismith.
Got it.
Dang. See, I think y'all know y'all know more than you're putting on here.
Told you it wasn't going to be bad.
That wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. All right, so
Somebody
Keisha.
beats Nolan at this. We're really good.
I think they got the list of questions. And
No.
just
They actually did not.
Yeah.
They actually did not.
No.
All right, so Keisha, let's see. We can't ask her a cheerleading question. She's your cheerleading coach. Let's go with football. We'll go with football now. How many players are on the offensive side of the football to start the game?
11.
Okay. What? What's that face for?
We're going to get a color in the lines question next. I mean, man.
All right. So, what category do we need to go with Ashley here? What do you think?
Let's do hockey.
Oh,
I like it. I like it.
Thank you.
I would say go with the first question,
Yeah.
and you can even give her that hint that's on there
Okay.
too.
What was the most recent team to win back-to-back Stanley Cup titles? Hint, the city also has a NFL team.
Yeah,
You-
can I
he-
phone a
you-
friend?
You can have a lifeline. So yes.
He said Tampa Bay.
That
That's
is correct.
correct.
so they
Thank
do
you, Jack.
they do get to choose a lifeline. So they okay. So everybody got all those questions right. That's crazy. All right, so let's run it back around here. All right, so Coach Morris, you're up next. Okay, I tell you what, let's go. Should we go cheerleading with Coach Morris? You think so? All right. What was the very first pom pom made of?
Horsehair.
No, you. That was a random guess, wasn't
I
it?
mean, seems
Do-
like
do-
it always goes back
Do you
to.
need a lifeline?
I'm
Do you
going
want
to
a
save
phone?
my lifeline because I'm looking out at the crowd and there's not a whole lot of hope.
Well, I mean, we can do lifelines on each question. So it's,
Oh, we get
you get
unlimited
one-
lifelines.
You get one lifeline on each question.
Call Lanham.
He said, "Call Lanham."
Call Lanham.
The question was, what was the very first pom pom made of?
Mm.
Can you pass the question?
No,
No. She said you can't have this.
I'm going to fold. I'm going to punt on this question. We'll just take the L.
You're going to take the loss.
I'll go with horsehair as my original question. I know. I mean, I know obviously it's not right, but
It was made of crepe paper. See, that's just like
what
I
is
knew that.
crepe paper?
Crepe paper.
What's crepe?
It's
One
that
of the
little.
old school streamers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Streamers.
Wow.
All right. So
I didn't
Adam.
know. I didn't.
For-
Did you know that?
He said nope.
You had a good answer, actually. I had no clue.
It always starts with horsehair. Horsehair is in a lot of things, right?
Right, that's right.
I bet
right,
you if we
so-
go back far enough, there was a pom pom with horsehair at some point in medieval ages.
Do we need to Google that?
It may not have been called a pom pom, but it may have been used like a pom pom.
He is trying to really ad lib this one.
He took
Call
it.
Lanham.
Move on.
Colin. All right, so
Say
let's
call Lanham.
let's go in this section right here.
He's a
Let's go
history guy.
with this for Coach Dolan.
All right, Coach Dolan, NASCAR.
All right.
What does NASCAR stand for?
Whoa. Do we need a drum roll?
I didn't know this till I kept spelling it out today, and it took me like 2 minutes, and I couldn't.
Do you need to use a lifeline? What are they?
Googling.
Don't be Googling back there now.
Tagging in Coach Taylor.
Tagging in Coach Taylor. What is it, Coach?
Sounds good.
That is correct.
That is correct. All right.
That's what I was thinking.
He said that's what I was
There
saying.
you
Right
go.
where I was.
That's
National Association of Stock Car Auto Racing. He tagged in Coach Taylor. I like that. That's funny. All right. Of Stock Car Auto Racing. They loved it so much they put car and automobile in the same thing. National Association of Stock Car.
The car, I could say the stock part.
Stock car. Yeah, it ain't stock.
You
no
see
more.
what I mean? The stock part.
It
I
ain't
couldn't.
stock no more. So
Yeah,
it
no,
used
but
to
that's
be.
where it started.
That's where it
Yeah,
started.
stock
It used
car
to be
racing.
stock.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Let's go.
Horseback riding.
All right. Let's go with baseball for Keisha. What is the most home runs hit in a single Major League Baseball season?
Where do y'all get these questions at?
Adam Welch. What is the most home runs hit in a single MLB season? You want to tag in Coach Taylor back
Coach
there
Taylor's
too?
gonna know. Coach Taylor's gonna know this.
Yes.
That is
That
incorrect.
is incorrect.
Oh, I didn't tag him in.
She said-
We don't get mulligans in this game.
Oh.
It is.
What? She said she's like, I'm not tagging him. What's your answer?
Like one more?
Telling you that. He's not far off.
He's very warm.
75.
Ashley, you're not supposed to be helping her. You're,
Is that right?
you're
I'd like
competing
help her.
against her. You're competing against her.
70.
She's trying to get me to help her out.
75.
Is that your answer?
74.
That's your answer.
No, I don't know.
That she said that wrong.
73.
73. All right, so we're gonna.
One more.
I didn't say you were wrong.
Is there any dirt track racing questions in there?
No.
No,
All right, what you got, Adam, for Ashley?
Let's do.
Trivia. You want to play, Coach Douglas? Come on.
All right. Ashley, football. How many teams currently compete in the NFL?
Their kid said 1 million.
Yeah, Maverick said 1 million. We'll go with 32 because
That is
seems
correct.
to be the consensus.
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right. So Ashley's got that one. All right. So Coach Dolan and Ashley they're in the lead.
Good.
with
This
the
is the
time.
time I get to exit the game, right?
No.
Oh.
All right. So we got one more question, and then we got actually we got 2 more questions. Then we'll have a tiebreaker if we got a tie. So, all right, Coach Morris. Let's see. Which
Category, please.
one? He said category, please. What do you think we should do for him? Basketball? Okay. Who was the last team that Michael Jordan played for?
Shoot. Magic. No.
I even know that.
No. That's Wizards. Yep,
The Wizards. That is
Yep,
correct.
Wizards.
That's correct.
It's
So
the
he had to use
Wizards,
his
yep.
he had to use a
I use a
lifeline. on that.
lifeline. I don't know why I said Magic.
Huh?
Why did I say
Hey, this come from Adam, so he researched all this. I'm banking on him knowing this. All right, so Coach Dolan, what are we going to do for Coach Dolan this time?
Coach Dolan, let's
Cheerleading.
go with.
He said cheerleading.
Let's go with baseball for Coach Dolan
He
baseball.
said, "Give me that."
Did he
He
get
thinks he
that?
knows that.
Yes, I got that one.
I played a little.
For Coach Dolan baseball, how many Major League Baseball games are played during the regular season?
162.
That's correct.
Dang, he was on that one. Boom, 162. Where's that one at? Okay, so you skip down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey,
so
we didn't know one. He
I
didn't know it was the pom
wasn't
pom. We didn't know the pom pom.
all right, so Keisha.
No
let's
pressure here. This
see.
is for
It's
last
gonna be wrong
place.
anyway, it
This
doesn't
is
matter.
for last place.
All right.
This could be easy. This actually could be easy. If we're going to go with hockey.
Me? I've been last on
No,
these
no,
game
we're-
shows for the last 2 years.
The
You
last
can't-
several years.
you can't-
We're going to go with hockey. What retired NHL player is married to Carrie Underwood?
Oh, his last name is Fisher.
We'll give you that. We'll give you that. Mike Fisher.
Yeah,
we will
that's
give you that.
Okay.
I mean, that's
We'll
good.
give you that.
Look at me.
Yeah.
She said, "Look at me go." All right, Adam. For Ashley now, what's going to be the category?
Let's do baseball. What does ERA stand for? Hint is pitching.
Do you need a lifeline?
Yes. I don't know anything about baseball.
Coach Taylor's going to know this.
Coach Taylor.
Hey, Coach Taylor.
Earned run.
Earned run average.
That's correct.
keeps helping her too. All right. So we're still got Coach Dolan and Ashley is in the lead. They've got every question.
Even though I've used a lifeline every time.
It's still part of having fun. So all right. So Coach Morris, let's see.
Coach Morris.
Yes,
Oh,
that's you. That would be you sitting across from this table.
You do know.
Let's see. What year was NASCAR founded?
hmm.
I can tell you how it was founded, but
Shh. Maverick, you don't know this one.
What did he say? Do you need a lifeline?
Does anybody know this one?
1952.
Very close, but no.
Yeah.
That was literally a blind dart throw.
1948.
Ah.
Very close, though. Very close.
I knew it was in
Yeah.
I was in
Very
the
close.
ballpark.
All right. So now for Coach Dolan, what category are we going with this time?
Basketball.
Okay.
Why not cheerleading? Why are you putting them on the tee for him? You just
Put-
want
put
him
his-
to win. That's what it
There's
is.
some
You
cheerleading.
want him to
Do a
win.
cheerleading for Coach Dolan.
Okay.
I've
right.
never seen a loaded
All right.
stock question in my
All
life.
right,
as this
cheerleading.
one.
All right. In which year was cheerleading officially recognized as a sport?
Never. You didn't say competitive. Did you say competitive?
I did not.
Well, okay. I'll refrain. Competitive cheerleading, 96.
No, sorry.
I don't know.
Do you want a lifeline? Coach Morris is about to crack up.
You
Never.
didn't say competitive. I'll give you a stat about competitive cheerleading, though.
Okay.
More injuries per capita than any sport in the country in high school. Competitive cheerleading.
She said that.
Wow.
Keith even
Male
showed the
soccer's
injury.
2. Male soccer's number 2. Competitive cheerleading is number 1.
That
Football,
is interesting.
Football's 3.
Do you want to get a lifeline on that question? Or are you just gonna? Does anybody know?
What was the question again?
The question was, in which year was cheerleading officially recognized as a sport?
This year?
It's got to be the 80s.
Yeah, it was in the 80s. That's a hint.
We'll give you that.
82.
No, incorrect. I heard somebody say it out here. 84.
All right, so Coach Dolan,
year.
he didn't get that one. That was the year I was born too. All right, so let's see for Keisha. Let's see. We're going with basketball for Keisha. The 64-team NCAA tournament for college basketball can also be called what?
Is that right?
Is Coach Taylor just? You didn't want to play it. He's over here just giving this stuff.
He would have won.
Yeah, he would have won.
64 what?
The 64-team NCAA tournament for college basketball.
Yeah, I agree. March Madness.
March Madness.
There you go.
That is
Yep.
correct. That is correct. March Madness. All right, and so now for the final regular question for Ashley. Is that? Let's see. Do we still have?
No, if she gets it right, she wins.
If she gets this right, she wins. She wins the game. Yeah, because we got 2, we got 3, we got 3.
I'm last.
We'll have a tiebreaker question if she don't get this one. You're going to baseball? Okay, that's fine.
Baseball. What Major League Baseball team has won the most World Series in baseball history?
He's like,
Y'all know that?
No, yeah, no, this is do or die. No
this is do or die. This is do or die. No lifeline.
No, it's for the tie.
No, this is for the
tie.
win.
This is for the win.
If she gets it,
I don't know.
he's like, wait it.
The only sport that gets watched on my TV is NASCAR or dirt track racing. You know that, so
True.
I don't know.
You want to take a wild guess?
Ask the question again. I'll
What
try to think.
What Major League Baseball team has won the most World Series in baseball history?
I don't even know.
They are in the American
League
League East.
She don't know that either.
You're a terrible game show host.
They're in the what?
Well, I'm trying to give her a
She's
chance.
not even listening.
They're in the what?
She checked out at base.
Ball.
The
American-
Boston Red Sox.
Incorrect. That is correct.
Oh, you gave me the wrong answer.
He says you gave me the wrong answer.
Yeah, he did.
All right, so we actually have a 3-way tie between Dolan, Miss Keisha, and Miss Ashley.
Woo!
We have
Keeping
a-
the streak alive last every
Like-
year.
I'm last. All right, so we got to get some tiebreaker questions now. So let's go with Coach Dolan. What category you think we need to?
Coach Dolan, basketball.
Okay.
What former Phoenix Suns player is currently a basketball analyst on
Charles
the
Barkley.
TBS network? That is
He's
correct.
already got
Yeah,
that one,
there
Charles
you go.
Barkley.
Good job.
Hey, he was quick on that. He's quick. All right, so let's see for Keisha. Which let's see. We'll go with football for Keisha. She's like, oh my gosh. What NFL team is also known as America's team? And you don't get lifelines on this one. You don't get lifelines on these topics.
Don't say a word.
Don't say a word. You don't get lifelines on these.
What? He got help?
He didn't get help.
What?
in it anymore.
That's exactly right.
You've been fired.
You've been fired.
Okay,
Somebody has to hold it down.
What NFL team is also known as America's
I
team?
don't know, but that's what I would say.
They're in the Central Time Zone. There you go.
Is there a couple?
That sounds like one of Adam's answers, hints.
I mean, there's more than one, but I'm just saying.
So that doesn't really
By
narrow it
which
down
Coach
any.
Taylor is enacting down there.
Enacting.
Goes along with what
I was going to say, I wish y'all could see Coach Taylor, but you can on the side of the video. You can't have lifelines. What? Come on.
I didn't ask him to help
Okay. All right. What you got?
me. The Dallas Cowboys.
That's it.
That is correct. That is correct.
Got it.
That's Central Time Zone.
I was so hoping you say Denver Broncos.
All right. So let's see.
Helping. That's making me look dumb.
All right. Let's go for Ashley. Let's go with hockey. Who holds the record for the most career playoff goals in NHL history? No lifelines.
Adam Dolan.
I have no clue.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
You want to take a guess?
I don't even know what. I mean, the only hockey team I know exists is the Predators, and that's because they're in Nashville. So,
Tapping out.
yeah, tapping out.
Okay. It's Wayne Gretzky.
Okay, there you go.
So we're down to Dolan and Miss Keisha. All right. So we got some more tiebreaker questions here. All right. So which category you can go with Dolan? I think you should go with cheerleading. We still got a lot of those questions.
Let's do
I haven't
that.
had golf yet.
We don't have golf questions on here. So apparently, he knows about
Olympic
golf.
swimming.
Or water polo. Kayaking. Table
Cheerleading.
tennis.
You're going with cheerleading. All right.
Coach Dolan, where does the NCAA hold their national college championship?
Orlando, Florida.
Ooh,
Sorry, close,
close.
but incorrect.
Incorrect.
Where was it?
Daytona Beach.
Daytona Beach. Yeah.
Very close. All right. So Keisha, we're going with NASCAR. Which driver has the most wins in NASCAR Cup Series history? No hints. Which driver has the most Cup wins in NASCAR history? What are you
Still
laughing?
driving, or is he retired?
I
or
can't-
dead,
I
or
can't
what?
tell you that.
I
I
can't.
can't tell you that.
This is ridiculous.
But he doesn't drive anymore.
I will help you out and say no.
Does he commentate?
I can't tell you. I'm not telling you that.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Don't give her no hints. This is like
I gave her.
if she gets this, she beats Dolan. Like
He said no, but he's not dead.
I'm not gonna give you no hints.
Who?
Which driver has the most wins in Cup Series history?
I know exactly how many.
You know exactly how many? Okay, well, this is competing between you and her, so don't give her the answer.
Oh.
What?
It's not the big one.
Because she can win this right here if she gets it right.
Oh, man.
She's the winner.
When I got the chance to go
Why
to
are you
school one
acting like a
time,
buck?
I read my Kindle the whole entire race. So the most cup wins.
Oh,
The
let's
most
say what Coach Taylor is saying.
Don't no, you can't.
He is a terrible, terrible spectator. It's awful.
What do you think?
He's dead.
Who's dead?
What do you think?
Coach Taylor's not dead.
Oh,
Oh,
what is that?
What? He is dead.
No, I don't know.
Bambi.
Maybe.
Would that not be-
See, I know exactly what Coach Taylor is doing. That's the funny part.
Okay, do it again. Let me
That's
see.
not LeBron. He doesn't do. He doesn't do.
You know what? If you get, go ahead. We got charades going
Elvis.
on.
We got charades going on.
What?
Easy now.
Elvis.
Richard Petty.
That is correct.
Thank you.
I think she cheated, though.
I did not cheat. I did not
How
cheat.
many?
He wears a hat.
And how many wins?
He wears a hat.
That says the key.
And how many wins?
I don't know. That wasn't a question.
Richard who?
200. Yeah, that's right. Coach Dolan, he's knew that. It's actually tied between Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt Sr., and Jimmy Johnson. All of them have 7. Yeah. And I'm a NASCAR. Well, anyways, Keisha, you are victorious. And see, Keisha was worried about this. She was like, I don't know nothing about none of this stuff. But Keisha has won. And let me remind you what Keisha has won, because and I got it on my little iPad here. All right, so you got a $20 Atwood Nutrition gift card, 4 passes to Zombie Trail Paintball, $100 off of Hensley's inflatable rental, a free oil change from Carroll County Motors. You can thank Ashley for that one, and a $25 gift card from Hometown Grocery and Deli.
Nice.
Nice.
Thank y'all.
What? Yes.
Half. What?
You didn't go use them?
Can I use them this year?
Kirk, just
I would
I'll
say
talk to
so.
Kirk.
We'll-
Kurt McCartney, I'll talk to him for
We'll,
you.
we'll holler with Kirk
Hey,
and we'll ask.
Kirk
We'll-
will take care of you.
I
Yeah,
think he will.
he'll take care of you.
We'll take care of it. All right. So that was a little fun, and for the folks that are still watching and tuning in, we had like a special guest that it didn't pan out. So we'll see if we can come up with that again later at a later date. So we'll figure all that out. So that was the issue with that. But we had good job, Keisha,
Thanks. It was
the
fun.
champion right there. All right, so let's get back and let's talk a little bit about some football, and we can move, Coach Dolan. If you want to join in on that microphone right there, you can as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about football real quick. And do we want to do the senior thing first, or are we going to? Well, I tell you what, are we still here? Is the senior? Okay, well, let him carry the cooler out. So this Friday night, we're here at home and we're against McEwen. So let's talk a little bit about this game coming up on Friday night here at home. And so, Adam, I mean, it's another region game. It's
Home playoff on the line right here.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential behind it, whether it's a win or a loss. I mean, it's got some big implications and stuff.
Talk about coach for McEwen. Coach Rice, I believe.
Yes.
So talk about him. Talk about McEwen a little bit and what you expect that you're going to get out of them. I know sometimes we know how that goes. It's hard to prepare for teams, especially once we're in this new region that West Carroll's in.
I'll give Coach Dolan a chance here in a minute. He knows a little bit of the history on Coach Rice, and we mentioned it last time. He's one of the better coaches in the state. He's been around a while. He's seen it all. He's been at different levels. So his knowledge is that he brings about the game is always worrisome. With McEwen, they're young. They are young, but boy, when you look at them physically, they don't look young. They're very big. They have some physical ball players. And that's worrisome because it's hard to simulate in practice. It's hard to simulate the size. And we told the kids all week long that there's just there's a little bit more pride in what they do with football there. They had a Mr. Football finalist for years up until he just graduated. And so there's a little bit of care there. And then Coach Rice is being at home. There's care for him there. Wanting to see his his hometown where his parents are and. Where I believe he grew up there. Did he not grow up there or in that area somewhere?
His mom lives there.
Okay.
I don't know if he went to school there, but he's from Humphreys County.
But Coach Dolan will tell you a little bit about Coach Rice and then speak a little bit about what they're going to present us offensively. Which is kind of where Coach Rice hangs his hat and some of the challenges there. But I'll let Coach Dolan talk about Coach Rice and give him the credit that he definitely deserves.
Well, and Coach Dolan, talk about Coach Rice for a little bit, one, and then part two of the question, this McEwen team, of what you and Coach Morse have seen on film so far, what is this? Is there a team that you compare McEwen to? You don't have to mention another team around Class A, but you can AA. You can mention whoever you want to.
Start with Coach Rice. He's I know of him pretty well. I've been around him a handful of times. My best friend, Coach Puckett's more close to him, but we've kind of gotten to know each other. He used to coach in Lake County in the 80s and the 90s, and then he moved on and went to Wayne County, won a state championship in 2011 in Wayne County. He's had some sons come through there that were all quarterbacks for him, that were all option quarterbacks. The one he won the title with actually coached at UTM. He was hired to be the head coach at Greenfield 2 years ago, last year actually, and then he left.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was coaching in college anyway. But Coach Rice has been very successful everywhere he's been. He's moved back home because of his mom's health, I believe, and he also had a son that had a bad car accident. And when Rockville started, he was coaching at Wayne County, and then when I was in Shelbyville in Middle Tennessee, a couple years before that, they had hired him at Rockville to start the program. And Rockville's a very large, good 6A school, and they coached against us a handful of times in scrimmages, and if he's got the time, he's going to build a program in McEwen, and you can already kind of see that his DNA looks like he's always kind of tried to be physical and run the ball downhill and be good on the offensive line, and they're going to come off the ball fast, and they're going to play with great effort. And McEwen is starting to get that. Young, coach talked about them being young. They had 8 seniors on the roster at the start of the year. They're only going to play 2 seniors Friday night.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And they've got some really good-looking young kids that they're going to come on the field and play a lot of snaps that when you look at them, like Coach Morris alluded to, they don't look like freshmen. I mean, they've got a freshman lineman that's 6'5", 250. He don't play like it. And they're going to play hard. As far as who do they compare to, I mean, I don't know. Schematically, on offense, you have some things like Houston County, but the humans on the will look a lot different. They're going to look a lot different. Not that they haven't had their issues in spots, but with youth that comes, you're going to have some inexperience in spots, and they're still figuring their way. But they're going to be physical, and it's going to be a fight. The offense and defensive line, that's going to where the game's won with also always penalties, turnovers. But Coach Rice is a heck of a coach. I've never heard anyone say a bad word about him. He's a very, very upbeat man. He's always positive, has a lot of positive energy, always believes he's going to get the best in his players. He's always praising his players. I've heard him speak about his players. I've heard other people speak about how he talks about his team and his players, and he's had his eyes on that job for a while. He's really wanted to come home, and that's kind of home. He's bounced around last couple of years, but I think this is be his life, and he fully expects he's going to win, and he's going to win big there. And it's going to be a heck of a challenge Friday because their bye week was last week, and I'm sure he's got a great plan for us, like I think we have for them, and I think it's going to be a really good game.
This is for you or Coach Morse, either one. We're at basically a little over the halfway point now of the season. You feel like this is kind of a game where you've got McEwen, where I don't think we've really seen their best yet. We've got West Carroll, which we've not seen by far your best at all as of yet. Does this game kind of feel like I call it a wild card game to you as far as what you're going to get maybe out of not just your team, but of course you can't control their team, but you can control what you're going to get out of your team. Is it more the focus this week on let's control what we can control here at West Carroll and do the things that we do well?
We talked about some of those things today, but we've been telling the kids for the last 2 weeks that this is you don't want to say it's a season. That's not what I'm meaning it, but it's kind of that make or break point. I feel like for us,
it's got that vibe
this week. It's and everybody looks at McEwen's record, and as Coach Dolan said, with youth and as they're figuring things out, they've taken some lumps on the front ends, but sometimes those scores are misleading when you go through the film, and they're a special teams mistake here or a turnover there away from those games being very close or even going the other way. And as he said, with them having the bye week, much like when we needed it too, I do feel like we figured some things out. I do feel like our kids are focused right now. I do feel like it was a good time for us to have our bye week. And I'm sure Coach Rice is saying the same thing, and his staff. It is going to be maybe a wild card game, but the plan is from both teams, there's going to be some wrinkles, and there's going to be some things that they come out and do that you're just not ready for. In your preparation, you got to adjust quick, and the same goes for them against us.
Yeah.
We spent our time, really kind of not changing a whole lot, but really fine tuning some things and adding some wrinkles here and there that we think is going to be successful. But no, it's I caution the kids to not look at the record. And I also caution the kids to not look at the earlier films because the team that played, McKenzie to a 28-point game. Well, it was 28-0, but they played their ends off against McKenzie.
I saw some of that.
Yeah, 7-0 at halftime.
Yeah,
right.
They have the potential to be a handful, and it's just a matter of time before those young kids graduate from being young kids, and now they're experienced kids. And Coach has been coaching long enough that he's been there with those teams and coached against those teams, and I have too. I've had teams where we've had youth, and then when that switch, when that switch flips, it's tough. And I'm preparing myself mentally. I know the coaches are. We're trying to get the kids to prepare ourselves mentally for a dogfight.
How important is it being polished? We've seen the turnovers a lot at Houston County, as you know, and you were very frustrated with that, 5 turnovers. How important is cutting that number down significantly? You're never going to be perfect
Every
in a
day
game.
that gets closer, Coach Dolan has been saying, first team to 20 is kind of your
Yeah, I
number.
mean, you get to 21, it might stick.
It's important.
Yeah.
And every day that gets closer, I'm beginning to sip more and more of that Kool-Aid. I think that the team that plays the most polished earlier
Especially early,
is
yeah.
going to be the one that is in the driver's seat. And Coach Dolan hit the nail on the head today talking to the team at the end. We've had some good half times. We've come out and done some good things in the second half, and there's merit to that. But this is not going to be one of those games where I don't feel like we can wait until halftime to begin to play polish. I think it's time for us to come out and do it. And we're at home, and it's nice to be back at home again. And we've only been here once, and so the stars are lining up. And we just tell the kids, let's control what we can control. We can control us, and we go out and take care of this. There's a lot of playoff implications on this game. Looking, what's left of our region schedule and what's left of theirs. I mean, this is huge for both. I mean, their season gets right back on track with a win. It puts them right back where they want to be, regardless of the overall record. And it kind of puts us in a situation where we don't control our own destiny as far as seeding goes. We have to rely on other things, and that's not a spot you want to be. We've been in that spot for the last 2 years since I've been here. It would be nice to be in the driver's seat. And so, yeah, we got to play polished. You don't want to give Coach Rice and that team any more opportunities than they're already going to have. And when we have our opportunities, we want to capitalize on those. And I do think momentum is still a big factor in this game because they do have youth. And sometimes with youth, once the momentum begins to swing, we've seen it, we've lived it. It's tough to get inexperienced kids to weather the storm, so to speak. Sometimes you need that experience to weather some adversity. And we haven't done the best with it, but we focused on it in the last 2 weeks. And, with the young kids, you want to get them in some of that early and see what they do. If they weather it, then, hey, let's buckle up. Let's get ready to be a war. And they may not. And I'm pretty sure we're probably having the same conversations that their staff is having with their group in a lot of ways.
Last question I've got, offensive line, as far as your offensive line.
Offensive line coach right there.
It's I think we've seen some good things this year. Obviously, we've seen some things, as you know. Talk about how hard it is to make the adjustments on the fly. You had Houston County team who, we knew they was going to try to run right at you, but they were very physical.
Well, the offensive line is sometimes you talk to a lot of different people. Like it's a game within a game because, that represents half of the people on offense almost.
That's right.
So, we talk about it kind of jokingly, but it's not a joke, but we half jokingly, I don't know, maybe the scrimmages, somewhat in the scrimmages, maybe in the Lake County scrimmage, but no one else has come out and played what they traditionally play or what they've shown on film or what we think they should do against us. And
it makes it a nightmare.
It makes it hard. And that's why I talk to our kids all the time, and coaches talked about it before. We're rule-based in everything we do on the O-line. And if you're not, then you're going to fly by the seat of your pants and you're going to get exposed. Sometimes that rule doesn't cover all the bases, but it can get you out of dodge when need to. But our offensive line, if people looked at it like they'd look at us in spots and be like, that guy plays tackle? Because we're not very heavy at certain spots, but that's okay for what we do and what we ask them to do. And when you've got a running back that's averaging over, 200 yards a game,
absolutely.
It's hard to say the O-line's not doing a good job. And then you look up there and I'm hard on them. I stress them. They don't have, some days they probably would rather stab me than look at me. And that's okay. That's okay. But it has to be that way. It has to be that way. And I don't know any other way to do it besides you just,
It's that accountability.
Well, you have to have that. They've got to learn how to work in unison. If it's 3 working together and 2 of them are not, and then it can be a nightmare. You got to have 5 on the same page. And if that page is wrong, we'll be wrong together. But it can't be a couple of people right and a couple of people wrong. I want it all wrong or all right. And I can fix the all wrong. It's just sometimes when one does, you want them to either not know it and you can fix it, or they got it. And sometimes it works out like that. Yeah, Houston County, they had everybody up in there. We're trying to block 7 of them with 5. The math don't add up, but we figured we got some things, and being able to have some replay and being able to talk to people at halftime. Coach talked about having good half times, and we've had some really good halftimes. We went and adjusted some stuff. I think at the Perry County game, they gave us some absolutely funky looks that make no sense, that you would never see. And we went in and figured it out, and we ran kind of like 2 plays the rest of the half, 2 run plays the rest of the half, and, got the clock rolling. So it can be like that. It just you kind of have to just kind of wade through that muddy water a little bit and get everyone together and get it all sorted out and go forward. But our O-line has made a lot of strides from this year to last year, and people be in different spots, and that's by design for the scheme and stuff like that. But yeah, they get a lot of gripe from me, but I'm proud of them because they're asked for the hard problem a lot of times. People don't see it sometimes. They don't know everything that's going on from the side. It's hard to really see everything going in there, and it's a thankless job. But that's why I always tell them, hey, usually if you're an offensive lineman, you're going to end up being a good person, just because you're being selfless every single play. So I'm proud of them. They're doing good. We're progressing. The bye week was good. I saw some things during the bye week, like Coach talked about. We got better with some things we did on the O-line as far as the mental standpoint. So he talked about having some things, some different looks and stuff. And, hopefully we can keep adding to what we're doing, because we're going to need to, because I guess we're going to get different things every week. And if that's the case, then we're going to have an answer.
All right, Coach Morris, let's go ahead and get your Cayman Electric powers to succeed going into this game on Friday night.
I think Adam already hit on one. It's playing polished early. It's game 5 for us now,
or
about
something.
The half,
five
it
or
should
6,
be 6,
like
but
it.
it's 5, and the early turnovers. You think back to the Houston game. We had an early turnover on a drive where we were driving the field. We were doing what we wanted to do. It was going according to script, and we had a turnover there, and they didn't score on that. But it's an added possession, and when you're playing polish, it takes you into number 2, which is that rhythm. Offensive football and defensive football, there's a rhythm. Alignment, the communication, and all of those things with high school players are better when you're on script, so to speak. When I say on script, it's not a piece of paper where we're going down a checklist. It's just we're in the zone. We're doing what we feel like is us, and we're controlling things, and that from the early part is important. We mentioned it today to the kids. Number 3. Number 2, I'll kind of put 2 and 1 there.
That's
Sorry,
okay.
John. Number 2, I think it's more important is, we can talk about schematics until the cows come home. That's not going to be the issue. We're going to hit adversity early. We're going to hit a struggle early. It happens in any competitive game when there's a lot on the line. Can we weather that storm as together as possible for the adjustments to be made? Against Houston, we were kind of battling some internal stuff as well as external stuff. That's 2 tough wars to fight at the same time. And that's been the message to the kids for the last 2 weeks. Like, hey, you're going to have frustrations. You're going to have adversity. You're going to get caught in quicksand. Things are going to go wrong at some point in that first half. Can we see the other side as together as possible for the adjustments to be made? If we can, much like Perry County, we were together when the adjustments were made. We weren't having internal strife. We were having external strife, and then we were able to combat that full force. Can we do that before halftime? I think we can. If we can do that, then that puts us in a good spot. Number 3, and it's just massive, and it has been, and it continues to be, special teams. Special teams. A muffed kick or a bad snap or any to kickoff return for a touchdown. All of those things are so important when it comes to momentum and that when you have somebody on the heels or you're trying to flip field position. I think field position could be a really big thing now that I'm talking about it, in this game. I think making McEwen have to drive the field, I think it's massive. Maybe they can do it. They haven't been made to do it for the most part. Maybe they can do it, but we've got to be able to execute special teams. We have to get a snap. We have to field the ball. We saw some things at Houston that we don't see out of our returners. Balls bouncing off our face mask and rolling on the ground, and we just didn't look comfortable. And so special teams being comfortable. And I really think defense is going to take care of itself. I really think offense is going to take care of itself if those other 3 things are taken care of. If we're focused on those things, we're going to come up with an answer to what they give us offensively. I have no doubt about it. we're far enough in the library that even if we have this plan we're going in with, and those coaches and that team gives us something completely different, we have things that we've done in weeks past that we can pull right back out, and it's not going to be a mind-blowing thing to the kids. We have been playing well enough defensively that with what they do and what they like to do offensively, I really feel like it fits our kids. As long as we're dialed in mentally and we're aligned and we're communicating, I really think that we're going to have a good night defensively. And so, but it's just those things, the internal struggle and the mistakes on special teams, we take care of those two. I really like where we could be. If we don't take care of those two, it's going to be a long, painful night, and McEwen's going to love every minute of it.
This group of freshmen that you've got and this group of sophomores that McEwen's got, it's a good group. Do you feel like this game is, you don't want to really say come down to the youth, but it's going to come down to the youth of which team plays better as far as well? Is it West Carroll's freshmen going to play well, or is it McEwen sophomores going to play?
I haven't really thought about it that way. I guess because I don't view the freshmen that contribute to us as freshmen anymore. Maybe I'm the only one that kind of views that, but I mean, they're not freshmen, and
that's
I'm sure
that's like the same thing that Don said. They're freshmen on paper.
Yeah, and
that's it.
And we've already alluded to it with
Yeah.
McEwen's. Those young guys they're young by age and maybe experience, but they're physically they're not young, and they're built different. Their younger kids are built different than our younger kids,
Yeah.
and so maybe there's some merit to that. I don't get the vibe, and Coach chime in, but I don't get the vibe from our kids, our younger kids, that the stage is too big for them.
No,
I just don't get that.
People forget our freshmen have played a lot of football.
Yeah.
I'm more proud. Not that I'm not. I'm more proud of our sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get any love. Elijah Darns at left guard's taking every snap of the season. Joseph Brogdon's now starting on the D line. Q Patterson plays on all special teams, going to play a lot of corner for us. We've got some sophomores that didn't play a play last year that are starting and contributing now, that just work every day and cause no problems, and everything's good with them. And that group has been kicked a little bit. They haven't been thought of as much. And now we're starting to see the benefit of the weight room with some of those guys. We've got some sophomores that are, and this happens the longer you coach, you'll have a freshman or sophomore in the middle of the season. You'll pop up one day and be like, oh, it's clicking. It's starting to turn. He's starting to grow. He's hitting a growth spurt. He's maturing emotionally and mentally. That's way more important than physically during the season. And it's happening right now. I'm seeing glimpses of it in the last 2 weeks with several of our sophomores.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm excited about. Our freshmen have been fine. They're doing a great job. They have since they come in the door in December and started working out with us. Our sophomores, I'd say our underclassmen in general, are really helping us. And it doesn't always show up in the stat sheet.
Sure.
But it's people being able to go on punt and run down on kickoff and spell some of our seniors on, when you need some. And I'm proud of all those guys, and talked about the keys of the game. Like, I was just thinking right then, defensively, we just have to limit any explosive plays. Like, if they don't throw the ball well against us, and if they have to drive the field, like Coach said, we've give up on defense one drive this year for a score that started on the other side of the field. And that was a one-play drive to start the game against FACS. Everything else has happened on the other side. So
That's right.
if they don't, have some good field position, I feel great about our chances on defense. I really do.
All right, well, we're going to step away. We're going to take a 1-minute message, and we'll come back with our senior spotlight player, which is
Hayden Holly.
Hayden Holly. So we'll step away, take a 1-minute message, and we'll come back with more Talons Out Live after this on the War Eagle Radio Network.
If you're looking for the best in home generators, then look to K-Men Electric in Greenfield, Tennessee for your sales and installation of Generac home and standby generators. Free estimates, licensed and insured. Why sit in the dark during power outages? Life is better with power. K-Men Electric has the experience you need with over 1,000 generators installed. Give them a call today at 731-571-0667.
Would you like to take out the zombie population? Are you ready to wipe out things that walk among the dead? Then the Zombie Trail Paintball in Humboldt is the place for you. 1533 Mason Grove Road in Humboldt. You will board a trailer to travel a mile path through the woods, shooting targets and zombies. Plus they have a corn maze. For more information and to buy tickets, visit zombietrailpaintball.com or check them out on Facebook. Take out the zombies if you dare.
Get in, sit down, shut up and hold on. Can't wait too late. It's time to get gone. Show up downtown. Get us a buzz on. Get in, sit down, shut up and hold on.
Welcome back live on the War Eagle Radio Network. Talons Out Live, presented by Rogers Hydrant Service. Remember, they know H2O. And so we are ready to rock for our senior spotlight player. And I need to get the name changed on right here. Hayden Holly, right?
Hayden Holly.
All right. Let me get the name changed because people will be like, oh, that doesn't look like Ashley Smith over there. So So, Hayden, we appreciate you joining us. And how are you tonight, brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing good. Pull your mic there a little bit
I told
closer.
you to do the mouth test. You didn't trust me, Hayden. It's been 3 years, man. I won't steer you wrong. You gotta.
There you
How about
go.
now?
That's better. That's better.
You can put it over both ears. You know that, right?
Hey, I want to be able to hear myself.
Yeah, you're doing the headset.
Yeah, you can hear yourself in the headset. It's all good.
You're like a pilot now.
All right.
Is that what you want to be? As a pilot?
I don't know about that.
He said, I don't know about that. All right. So some of the things that we always like to ask, and I guess first question, who is Hayden Holly? You can talk a little bit about some of your past, your family, where you're from, where you grew up, this and that. So who is Hayden Holly?
Well, I grew up here my whole life. I've been going to West Carroll since I was in kindergarten, and I played football since I was in 7th grade. I think I'm a pretty chill dude, not too wild.
That's good. That's good. You never want to be the one to just really like stand out for all the wrong things and be wild, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It's a big wild child stuff. All right, and so I always like to ask each and every senior that we've got on here, what is, as a senior leader in that leadership role, what is that one thing that you feel like that you lead to this team? And it can be on the field, it can be in the locker room, your daily aspect around the rest of the team and stuff. What is that one thing that you feel like that you supply to this team and to this organization more than anything else?
I feel like every day I go my hardest, and that's a good leadership role for the younger guys. So they look up to me and say I'm going hard. So it gives them a good example what to do at practice.
Kind of lead by example type role, yeah. And so, Coach Morris, we always kind of ask you the same question as far as Hayden goes. What is that one thing that you feel like that you see the positivity coming out of him in that senior leadership role?
I think it's pride. Holly is going to have, I call him Holly, I don't call him Hayden. I don't think I've ever called you Hayden, have I? It's always been Holly. Holly is going to have and does have and is continuing to write a story that he's going to be proud of in what he's accomplished, what he's going to accomplish, and everything that he does. This is a kid, it's not a kid, he's a young man that gives his absolute best every time he's asked to do something. And he's understood already that can look different every day. That some days are good days, some days are bad days, but he is going to give it his all if he is going to do it. And he's fairly consistent. He's a reliable person. You may let Coach Dolan talk about him being there with the O-line and D-line in just a minute. But the thing that resonates with me with Hayden is, there you go, Hayden, called you Hayden, is everything that he's accomplished regardless of what the obstacles have been for him. And that's a trait and that's some skills that he's learned at a young age that I really think is going to pay off for him after high school, whatever he decides to do. And he's a humble young man. His friends give him a lot of grief, but he's still there with them through thick and thin. And you never hear of issues with Hayden. You never have problems with Hayden. If Hayden's not at practice, I am concerned because Hayden never misses.
Right.
And those are things where, some people are like, well, that's what's expected. Yeah, that's what's expected. But the story that Hayden's writing, it means more. It means more to him. And that's what I'm proud of. That's who I'm proud of he's becoming. And I've learned a lot from Hayden. Just like I do all my kids, but I've learned a lot from Hayden, and he doesn't even know it. And some point in time we'll talk about it, but tonight's not the time. But I'm proud of who he is. I'm proud of what he's became. I'm not happy he's lost a lot of weight, but I am proud of the player that he's become and what he is continuing to do. And maybe let Coach Dolan chime in on the last 2 years of being with him with the line. Good luck.
Yeah, we're not happy about that weight, but whatever.
But whatever.
No, it's okay. I mean, Hayden worked hard in the weight room this offseason. And that's kind of, last season, and, everything. The 2 seasons for him have looked totally different. Last year, playing tackle was a whole world different than playing tackle this year. I would say
Right.
the schemes are completely different. But Hayden is I don't think anyone has taken when we started doing the new offense in March, he was the left tackle. He was going to play left tackle, and that was what's going to happen. He fits the mold for what we want there. And he's done a really, really, really good job there because of his, he's long and he's athletic for a lineman, and he can get out there and do some things in space. And we got some more things coming that's going to be able to help him do that. We got plays that we're doing because he can do them, and that's a credit to him. But has a great attitude day in, day out. He's a good model for our younger guys that maybe they'll never, say a whole lot. They just want to go out and compete and do their best day in, day out and work hard and have great work ethic. And he does that. And that is not always something that you're going to see because it's giving a great look in a drill. Maybe you're not getting the benefit of, and another person is. And that is so important. And a lot of people don't see that and understand that. And for an older guy to give a look to a younger guy or an older guy, don't matter, when he's not in the rep, and I can say, hey, I need you to give me a look here, like we did the day in a drill for our outside linebackers, because it's going to be the best look that they're going to see to get ready for Friday.
Right.
He'll probably say, I don't compliment them very easy. I don't hand out compliments easily. But me letting him do that is a compliment, and he'll recognize that when he's 28 and not 18, one day, and that's the thing. So, super proud of him and a lot of those guys up there, and it's just a testament. He just puts his nose down and goes to work.
Yeah, and talking about that model and that leadership and things, the guy to your right, what do you feel like is some of the number one things that he has helped you out within these last 3 years and he's taught you? And what do you feel like Coach Morris has done for you specifically and personally in your life?
Well, I feel like he's not only helped me on the field as a football player, but he's taught me life lessons to help me in the real world whenever I graduate and get older and stuff. And he always knows what to say, when to say it. There's not a time where he's just sitting there and don't know what to say. He figures something out when the time needs to be done.
Yeah. And, Adam, I've brought this up before. They talk about Coach Morris similar the way that probably you and I would talk about Corey Bridges, back in the day in the band and stuff. I mean, he taught us so much more about the daily life type thing than just band. It wasn't all things.
Well, Holly's one of those, and a lot of our kids are. Yes, schematics are important. Yes, we want to win. No, we don't want to lose, and all those things. But there's going to be another side of this for our kids. Whether it's at the end of their senior year, 2 years in college, 4 years in college, professional, whatever. It comes to an end. The end finds us all. And what are we doing to prepare them for a crazy world that they're getting ready to go into?
Yeah.
And
it gets crazier by the day.
That is. When we teach them something in practice, and I try to pick out those moments when we have it and relate it to what real life is going to be for them. Adversity, struggle, relying on someone to get through. There's nothing wrong with it. When I was a teenage male and I thought I could do it all by myself too, and even thought that in my 20s, early 20s, and starting out in a relationship and marriage and family, and life teaches you one way or the other. And so there's some lessons that I wish I would have took more to heart when I was his age and their age. And I try to remember that when I'm talking to them, that, hey, I know I'm getting older by the day. I know I'm just that loudmouth coach that you hear every day, but there's a reason that this sport is beautiful. There's a reason that this sport is different. The lessons that you can learn are going to resonate for a long, long, long time. And I think that's already hit Holly at home. I think that's already something that he's grasped onto, and he may not even realize it, but I notice it in who he's developed into from the time that I set foot at West Carroll to what he is now. He has developed into somebody that is he's his own worst enemy, meaning that whatever he doesn't accomplish is because he chose not to. that's just who Holly is going to be. Holly's going to find a way to get a job done if he wants to get the job done, and there's not enough of that around, in my opinion, anymore.
Yeah. Looking ahead beyond high school, whether it's the workforce or whether it's college, if it is college, are you looking at, where are you looking at, and are you looking at to continue the football aspect of it? So what does life for Hayden Holly look like after graduation?
Well, of course, I always wanted to go play college football, but as I get older and lost a lot of weight, and I don't think it's going to be as ideal as I thought it would be.
Right.
But I have a few options open, but I'm not really decided yet on what I want to do after high school.
Hadn't got it pinned down. And like we've said in the past too, it doesn't matter whether it's college, whether it's the workforce. It's kind of whatever you feel like that God's leading you to do and pointing you in that right direction. Like I said, it can be jumping right out in the workforce. It doesn't have to be college. We don't always need to ask where are you going to college. Because that's not what it's all about. Is it's what you need in your life and what makes you happy. So, Adam, you got anything else for
No,
Coach Morris? You got anything else? So, well, we appreciate you joining
Thanks,
us.
Holly.
Yeah.
Was it that bad?
It wasn't bad.
I'm
He was
still
nervous.
nervous.
He was nervous. He was nervous.
There's times that I get nervous, and I do this day in and day out. There's times that I get nervous when we get ready to go on some stuff too. So I mean, it's just part of it. But we appreciate you joining us. Good luck with the rest of the senior year. Good luck with football, and good luck whatever decision you make beyond high school. And I always try to tell everybody, keep God first in your life, and He'll lead you in the right direction, no matter which area that you head for. So, all right, we're going to step away. We'll take a quick 30-second break, and then we'll come back, and we will wrap it all in a bow. You're listening to Talons Out Live here on the War Eagle Radio Network. Are you looking for the best knowledge about H2O? Call Rogers Hydrant Service Incorporated. At Rogers Hydrant Service, they focus on building strong relationships with each of their customers to ensure every experience is the best that it can be. With over 125 years of combined experience in water treatment and distribution, they can help you achieve the best results from your water distribution system. Call Rogers Hydrant Service.
It's clean.
At 662.
It's cold.
7300.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
Welcome back live on the War Eagle Radio Network. Talons Out Live, presented by Rogers Hydrant Service. Going to wrap it all in a bow here. We've had a little fun tonight. We've talked a little bit about football coming up, and
still holding down last place in our yearly game show. So some things are consistent.
That's too funny. That was fun. Something different. A little. And congratulations, Keisha. She ran off, and I didn't get her envelope.
I'll be glad to take that.
He's like, I can just,
somebody's got to
take it. So. But look forward to getting back out here at the Eagles Nest on Friday night. Hometown Grocery Deli pregame show at 6:30.
It's good to be home.
Yeah,
we haven't been home
next
much.
2 weeks.
Yes,
right. Next 2 weeks in a row we're home. So I'm looking forward to it, and I hope it's like I said, it's going to be a pivotal moment, pivotal game. So
it is, and we've had a good 2 weeks of practice. We've had 2 good days of practice in a row, and I'll knock on wood. Hope we don't jinx it. I think the kids are really starting to understand what's at stake. And as Coach Dolan said, as the season progresses, you're either going to grow or you're going to crumble. Yeah. And I hope that we're growing, and I hope we're moving in the right direction. And unfortunately, the only way to find out is to go out and play a game and see what happens. So we'll let's pack the place out. We packed it for Perry County. Let's pack it again for McEwen, and it's a big game. You win this one, we're in the driver's seat for our destiny as far as playoff concerns. So there's a lot at stake this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot on the line. So yeah, like I said, come on out, bring all the cowbells and bring all the energy, and
weather's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. More cowbell.
More cowbells. He says the more the merrier. Right?
The merrier.
That's fun. That's fun. It's fun stuff. So. All right. Well, we appreciate it, Coach. Appreciate Hayden Holly, all our trivia players. We appreciate all the coaches joining into that, and so we like to have a little fun.
All right, it's good stuff
here, there, and everywhere. So, all right, Hometown Grocery Deli pregame show at 6:30. Kickoff on Friday night against McEwen at 7:00, and check it all out. Come join us. If not, check it out on the War Eagle Radio Network. We'll be ready to rock and roll on Friday night. So that'll do it. So on behalf of Coach Morris, Adam Welch, I'm Jonathan Gowan, and we will talk to you Friday night on the War Eagle Radio Network. Tonight's broadcast on the War Eagle Radio Network is brought to you under exclusive radio rights granted by West Carroll High School to the Tennessee Internet Broadcasting Company, solely for the private non-commercial use of our listening audience. Any publication, reproduction, or the use of the descriptions and accounts of this event without the express written consent of the Tennessee Internet Broadcasting Company and West Carroll High School is prohibited.